All right, I'm here. We can start.
Now that you're here,
Yep. Perfect. Let's talk about doors.
doors. All right, first, welcome to the Two Old Goats. I'm Tom, and this is Richard Berry,
Richard.
the Digster. All right, so you said the topic is doors.
Yeah, why not?
As in Jim Morrison, the Doors?
Okay.
Or as in Mary Poppins?
You mean Alice in Wonderland?
Doors, yeah, that one.
Mary
too.
Poppins wasn't really doors, I don't think. That was more umbrellas and shit.
Oh, all right. Yeah, Alice.
Uh,
Doors. Which one?
yeah.
Okay.
You know me.
Okay.
Well, I think too, kind of metaphorically speaking, I guess coming from the saying that, and which is, there's some horseshit involved in it, I think, but people always say, or a lot of people say, God closes one door, he's opening another one.
Okay.
So by doors, I mean, whenever we run up against a closed door.
Okay. Well, I don't know. I mean, I can look at it several ways. Early on, doors were opportunities, closed or open.
Right. But why early on?
Well, for me, the secret is you have the key.
Yeah.
Early on, before I started this new journey, I'd just kick fucking doors down.
Right.
I'd be in places that I'm not supposed to be at.
Right. That's what got you here.
Right? So,
Well, that kind of makes what I'm getting at is, I think sometimes the doors are closed, or, as we say, a door closes or an opportunity dries up or doesn't happen, which that's what we say, the door got closed. But I think, fucking God closes those doors. And he closes them on purpose. And I think a lot of times we're standing there beating on the door saying, open this door, looking around saying, well, where's the other door? If you close this one, you have to give me another one. I don't think that's true, but I think the way you started off, I do think it's an opportunity.
yeah.
Because it's actually, I was thinking about it some last night. It's actually a huge opportunity because, if we're just focused on this one door, what's down this one path, if we decide, okay, well, we can't go that way for whatever reason, now's not the time or
Right.
whatever, guess what? It opens up, there's 360 degrees, so to speak. That was one. So now there's 359 more to choose from.
Right.
So anyway, just kind of thinking along those thought lines, I think it's a opportunity or an invitation, and we kind of get hung up on being told no, instead of saying, oh, okay, well, this probably could be the best thing that ever happened to me.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, I think ultimately the question when you're talking about doors closing and opening is I mean, you have to look at the motive behind it
Uh-huh.
at times.
Right.
And what I'm talking about there is when you have people, this is one of those sayings that just fucking makes my skin crawl. Well, I'm only human.
Yeah.
Okay. That's one of those people that when the door is closed, it's not really locked, right? Or actually, sometimes it's not even fucking closed. They're just making cop outs because things got a little tough.
Right.
So now they put the door concept in it. Well, I can't move any further because that door is closed.
Right.
But is the door really closed?
Yeah. How
do you find out, truthfully, capital T, that door is really closed?
Right.
What's the test?
Yeah. Well, I think if it's not happening, and you're not lined up with the Spirit, or even especially if you are lined up with the Spirit and it's closed. To me, that's a don't go there. But I think, yeah, there's some discernment involved, and so I just think I think a lot of times we forget that it's a close, or when somebody says no, God says no sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't mean forever, or it doesn't mean never, and it doesn't mean no, quit looking or quit trying. It means no, not this way.
Yeah.
And instead of looking at that as an opportunity or an invitation to explore different things or find something different. And you brought up the thing about are you willing to figure it out? It kind of fits into maybe a different topic, but thinking too about I don't know, kind of getting into what are you willing to go through for
Right.
what you believe in.
Right. So that's where I'm saying,
Right.
I don't think there's any closed doors. And I don't think God ever says no.
Yeah. Okay.
I think if it was everything that we ever need is always right there.
Right.
We're the ones that put the fucking doors there.
Right.
I think.
Well, I think so, but I think sometimes I think we get put in places where, well, we were talking about it earlier this week. Our experiences, we always want to have these experiences and enjoy it, and it's going to be hard, and that's the fun part and all that. But I think a big part, or sometimes our experiences are not for us.
Okay.
In terms of maybe we're going through some shit, and we've been talking about we live in this program, or we do this, or spiritual principles. Maybe there's somebody watching that's new or whatever, and is going, I want to believe what he says, and then we go through some tough shit, and depending on how we go through it, whether that person believes or not, or continues to search or believe, or we say a lot of times you don't know who's listening.
Right. Well, that goes to the mustard seed.
Mm-hmm.
Right. By our actions, we're sitting there, Johnny Appleseed and this shit. We have no idea what's really happening.
Right.
In that moment. Right. We're just doing our part, so we're planting it. So, going back to the experiences, and that's what I was talking about is I think the door thing. I like the metaphor, but at the same time, the whole experiences is finding the keys to the experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
And what I mean by that is there are moments where I'm going through something and it was never even a fucking about me, So now we're talking about ego, right? I believe if anything's going to put doors and lock doors, it's my ego, right? That's too hard. Well, God said that's no, that's wasn't meant to be. I don't believe that shit.
Well, again, I'm not trying to get you to believe it, for one, but I'm not saying he's saying no forever or that's closed forever. But kind of getting back to a question we had a week or two ago was, if we were granted our wildest dreams or our biggest dreams, could our life, as we're capable of living it right now, as we're doing it today, could it support that?
Right. Well, then that's then you go again. It's not God putting the door up.
Well, I think it's God saying, no, you're not ready for this. Maybe you need to go learn some.
But it's not God saying you're not ready for this. It's you.
Well, okay, I agree.
So,
through spirit.
Like I want to go kayaking.
Right.
I physically cannot go kayaking, so I can say,
you just got to get it.
Well, God says it's just not my time.
You got to get it 3XL. kayak.
I got the biggest fucking kayak. The problem is it's not how big the kayak
You
is.
make a pontoon. You strap a couple of cannons.
The problem is I can't sit up. I can't sit up the way I'm properly supposed to in the kayak. So this isn't one of those kayaks that you get in, which I wouldn't have been able to get in.
Oh, you
This
sit
is
on
sit on
top.
top. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh shit, I can't fucking move.
Yeah.
So I could say, well, God's saying this isn't my time.
Right.
But that's not true.
Well, it's not your time today if you don't
But
fit.
that's not God saying. God saying, dude, the door's open.
Right.
You just got to turn the key, dude. You got to do something.
Right.
So I don't know. I don't know about the door thing. I don't think there are any doors.
Okay. That's why I wanted to talk about it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doors.
Okay.
I think doors are cop outs. I think doors are for people that say, I'm only human.
Mm.
You know, I think God would prefer us to say, let's fuck some shit up.
Mm.
You know, let's go see what this is about.
Mm-hmm.
I think. Now that's about now. What I'm talking about that though is having those experiences. I think all the experiences are out there for us, right? However, all the experiences aren't about us.
They're not for us.
No.
Or about us.
Right. That's what I'm saying. They're not always about it. There are some experiences. This one's for me.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Okay. But
I think
there are some experiences.
But even those, I think other people are watching, and I'm enjoying what I'm enjoying. And how do I celebrate that? You know, it's like
you're talking about.
It's like I was talking about yesterday in the meeting. You know, I was attracted to, you know, the mentors that I was attracted to because they were fucking having fun.
Right.
You know, they weren't going, oh, these are the rules.
Right.
You know, shit, I would never be attracted to that.
Yeah.
But they were having fun because, you know, they've done the work. And their life is fun.
They were doing what they were supposed to do.
Right.
Because we're supposed to be happy, joyous, and free.
Right.
That's how we're supposed to be. So, I don't know, man. I'm going to argue with the Joyce concept.
Okay. You don't have to believe. I mean, maybe you're just not at that level yet.
Oh, is that it?
I don't know.
I got your level right here.
I don't know. It's funny how we learn to pray sometimes.
I don't know. I think there's a lot more to it. You know, when you're talking about experiences and there's other people involved and stuff, it gets me thinking about Paul Stamets and mycelium, the mushroom, the network underneath, how we're all connected.
Right.
We're truly, ultimately, all experiencing everything at once. We just are limited on our sight. You know, we're limited on our what I can see. Once we can break through that, whole plethora of doors open up. Right?
Are you talking about magic mushrooms, or are you just talking about getting high on your own supply, as Wim Hof would say?
I'm talking about the bigger thing. Right? There's those magic mushrooms, and they're supposed to open up the third eye so you can have that connection or whatever.
Okay.
But there's so much more to it. There's so much more to the mushrooms than just that part of it.
Yeah.
There's a network part. There's a health part. There's, you know, I mean, there's a whole DNA part. I mean, there's just a lot. I remember, I don't remember who it was, but they were talking about if our ancestors, the aliens, right, or if there was another world coming to visit us, they would not want to come talk to us because we don't know shit.
Right.
They'd come and talk to the mushrooms.
Well, yeah.
Because that's where all the information is.
Were there movies similar to that where the world was going to get blown apart or something, and then come to find out it was the mice were in charge of the world, not the people? Or it's like the mushrooms are running the world.
Oh. Well, mushrooms is the data. Mushrooms, everything. It's the connection. So it has the past, the present, it has everything, and it's always there. It's totally connected.
All right.
Past our concept.
I never. Okay. Well, I use like the medicinal turkey tail and Garicon and something, whatever Stamets was suggesting recently for some things. I think it's going to help with the blood clot in my leg.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the way he was describing it, I think so. But I never did the he calls it a heroic dose of magic mushrooms. Yeah, where you blast off. Have you ever done that?
Yes, but it wasn't. I didn't do it the way I was supposed to.
Okay.
There was no microdosing or
Okay.
hey, just try it or.
All right.
It's
how much more? How much you got?
Yeah. How much more can I get?
Well, that's how we drink. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do know some other people that have done it spiritually, due to trauma, due to cancer, due to whatever, and it has helped considerably.
Yeah.
My wife, in one of them, she has microdosed, and she is doing a regimen from Paul Stamets. She's got it's the 7. There's 7 mushrooms in this bottle. It's like a daily one.
Mm-hmm.
And then she does the turkey tail, and she does the lion's mane, and she does one other, starts with an R. I think it's like
Reese or
Rise it or right.
Reese or something like that.
Something.
I don't know.
Anyways, she's doing that, and the tumor's getting smaller.
Oh wow!
So it's working.
Yeah.
And I believe it. I mean, if there's a show on Netflix called Fantastic Fungi or something, and it talks about that. But that's a great topic to talk, and coinciding with your doors.
Right. Okay.
There's just so much more out there that we have no idea, that we've shut it off.
Right.
We've shut the whole, because I am a true believer that anything and everything that you ever could possibly need is already here.
Mm-hmm.
It's already here. We don't need to reinvent it. We don't need it. It's already here.
It has to be here, or we wouldn't be here.
Right.
Yeah.
But everyone's still looking out here.
Right.
Where's the cure's right here?
Yeah, right on the inside.
It's right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Everything we need is right here. We don't know. We need to stop looking.
Yeah.
Right here. So.
All right. Cool. Let's see what else happened this week. Not a whole lot else that I can think of, really.
I saw a bumper sticker.
Yeah.
It's fucking hilarious. It said, during the time, or no, why is it? It said something like, when Christianity was a world powerhouse, they called it the Dark Ages.
I don't know anything about that. I remember.
Well, the Christian Crusades.
Right.
That was during the Dark Ages.
Right. But most of the Christians weren't killed because they believe in Jesus.
It wasn't the Christians that were killed. It was people that didn't want to be Christians.
Oh, okay.
They were killed.
Oh,
that's why it's called the Dark Ages.
Okay.
Well, they were the original.
I mean,
ISIS.
You were talking about earlier about the Martians or whoever. Well, I guess there's not people on Mars, but as we recognize, but how they wouldn't want to talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you think about it, we're a bunch of fucking idiots. What's killed more people than anybody on this planet is people.
Right.
It's violent and unpredictable and hard to live on as this planet is. We're our own worst enemy.
Right.
And, probably most of that damage is done in the name of religion.
Yeah.
Somebody's God, they think.
100%.
It's their, probably misinterpretation of their own religion.
Well, there's a book out there, and I read it. It's called Sapien.
Okay.
It is the history of mankind. Human.
Historicity?
Yeah.
Okay.
It is very eye-opening.
By they got the info from the mushroom, from the mycelium?
No. They just went back through historical data, and they basically just said all the information that they know.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like we weren't the only homos out there. There were a lot of other homos out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
It
different
wasn't just
offshoots.
Homo sapiens.
Right.
Not talking about
There's a little, you know.
saying there's Homo sapiens.
Yeah. Well, there's still people with Neanderthal genes and
the
stuff like
midget
that.
genes. That's
All that. Yeah, you're
Or do you say
gonna get
little
us
people?
canceled. You can't say midget.
Why not?
I don't know. Midgets say midget,
Right?
but
Yeah, midget. I'm so
oh,
trolling.
Tom.
So little people or whatever. Anyways,
Okay.
the point of it is there was tribes and all of them,
Right.
right? And Homo sapiens came on. We were freaking rats. We would destroy other tribes.
Mm-hmm.
We'd mate with them. They'd die.
From disease, mostly.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Right. You know, it's unbelievable some of the stuff and just learning from there. You know, the truth is we lived for millions of years. We did just fine.
Mm-hmm.
As hunters gatherers, traveling around, no famine, no war. It was peaceful for millions of years.
Yeah.
And then we started thinking.
Till we came in contact with each other.
Then we started
Right.
thinking.
Right.
Once we started using this more, because of what we were doing with agriculture, we were starting to join, starting to create this thing, you know, all started with a stick. Then that was the end of us.
Okay.
And there are stages of it.
Mm-hmm.
Religion was one of those stages. There was a reason why, right? It was just to help us as a community to come together, help each other, right? Put a few guidelines. Let's not fucking kill each other. Let's talk about it, right?
Right.
And then they turned it into a business.
Right. Almost immediately.
Yeah, I heard a statistic. This is a crazy statistic. How many churches do you think there are in America?
Churches? There's
Churches.
Millions. I have no idea.
Okay, well, I'll give you
You mean like real churches, or are you
No,
talking
just-
about
just
the
churches.
snake dancers?
No.
Snake dancers count.
Church is a church is a church.
Okay.
Because at the end of the day, church is a business. How many McDonald's are there?
Millions, probably.
No.
There's
Just
a lot.
in America, there's 14,000.
Okay.
It's in between 14,000 and 15,000 McDonald's.
I thought there was that many between here and my house.
No. So there's 14 or 15,000 McDonald's in America.
Okay.
But based off of that number, how many churches do you think there are?
Well, there's more than 14,000.
How many?
There's millions.
No, 350,000.
That's it?
That's a lot, dude.
Are you counting the David Koresh and all them folks?
They're all churches.
Okay.
See, you got to stop discriminating on.
I'm
church.
not. I'm trying to include everybody.
It's all a church is a church is a church. It doesn't matter what's behind the church. They're all businesses.
Right. No.
They're all there for entertainment, and that's it. Oh, bring it! I'm waiting for this shit. Come on, you took a deep breath on that one.
Well, I'm not sure you can say all, and that's their only purpose. I think there are some groups of people that are probably go to same churches or whatever, but I think there's some who are definitely trying to do what they're supposed to do. You know,
Okay.
be more of a missionary, be more of missionary churches than, you know, everybody meet at this big old pretty building and drink coffee and eat donuts and pat each other on the butt and tell us how great we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some churches that are, you know, take their, you know, significant amount of the money that they bring in goes to mission work and different stuff like that. My problem with a lot of that is, why are we doing that halfway across the world when we should be using that? Why not do it here?
Why is there missionary trips to Cancun?
Right, when there could be missionary trips to the Fifth Ward down here.
There you go.
You know, or you know, whatever you want. I mean, we're not seeing the homeless thing as much, probably because it's hot as fucking Texas. But Austin is, because that's, you know, basically East California. But I think I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, I forgot what I was talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know what you're saying. You're saying that some people have good intentions,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
And the way I look at it, though, right, is that they're not entertaining and
Mhm.
sharing that message.
Mhm.
People will stop coming.
Well, see, that's part of the problem.
Okay.
Is
Problem
they get
is,
the problem with that is
yeah,
no, but as you're saying, the 90 something percent, and it's over 95% probably. Uh, you're right. They're into the entertainment business, and that's a big part of the problem.
right,
You know, you shouldn't be. What they're trying to do is grow their membership. So they're saying, "Oh, we do all this entertainment. We're going to have a fair, and we're going to, bring the kids down for whatever,
right,
popsicle day and father-daughter dance and shit like that." That's not the church's business.
right,
So to me, the church shouldn't be doing that. If there's a group in the church that wants to do that on their own, that's fine. But we're not, the church shouldn't be in the entertainment business. They're in the, the faith business. Are you, a Christian? Neil likes to say, have you just made a decision? In other words, you can come sit in the church and listen to all the stuff and pat, eat the mints in the basket and pat each other on the butt and all that. You made a decision that you believe, or are you coming in faith? In other words, you're ready to do some shit.
yeah,
So, I think different churches are at different levels of that. And, I'm partial to that one church right now that, that Neil preaches at. I like him. I've had some personal experiences with him. But I think you're right. It's a business. It started as a business. And, because people couldn't read, so they were telling, oh, here's what God's telling you.
right.
And so it got off track somewhere.
Well,
And I was tying that in earlier this week or last week, whenever it was, to AA. That's our job, is to carry the message, to
right,
be, as in Christian words, we're supposed to be disciples.
right,
We're not supposed to get all soft and comfy in a certain group or something like that, and that's the only thing we do.
right.
Now, if we do have a main group, the main thing is, are we doing intensive work with other alcoholics one-on-one?
Yep.
So as long as we're doing that, that's good too. But I still think, like we do, we need to go out to different places sometimes, treatment centers and stuff like we've done,
Right.
Because that's what we're supposed to be doing when we're reading and studying, is getting prepared to go out there and share the word,
right,
and spread the message, and not and however you do that. Sounded good. It looked good in my head. It didn't look good. But anyway, we need to think about too, are we sharing the message at work,
right,
and at home, and in the grocery store, and by our behavior and how we act, and do we have the spirit in us? Are we fucking smiling?
right. Now you keep bringing up Christians, but I'm going to bring in everybody:
Okay.
Muslims, Taoists, Buddhists, all of them.
Yeah.
Okay? Let's bring them all.
We're all Gentiles.
That's all. It's all inclusive what we're talking about.
Right.
So if you look at the founders, right?
Of the religions you're
Right.
saying? Are you
Buddha.
talking about the deities?
Well, I'm talking about the humans. Jesus.
Jesus.
Right?
Jesus' level of management.
Yes.
Okay.
Buddha.
Yeah.
Lao Tzu.
Okay.
Right? Those type of guys.
Okay.
They came in, and all they're doing is being the example, sharing the message.
Okay.
That's their main purpose.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it, not one of them built a church.
Right.
None of them.
Right.
What they did was they gathered a bunch of people together, answered some questions, shared the message, most of the time through their actions,
Mm-hmm.
sometimes with their words.
Mm-hmm.
And then those people listening are supposed to be disciples.
Right.
They take that message and then they're supposed to scatter.
Right.
Do.
Well, the disciples are going to have a little more training.
We're
Or a
all
little more.
disciples.
Yes.
That's ultimately the goal.
Ultimately, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I
agree. That's
right?
where I'm going with that. 100%.
We're all disciples.
There's some motherfuckers, well, excuse me, some people that are, they've made decisions, to put it that way, in AA.
Right.
Or in some of our groups that we're in.
Which is,
that's good.
We're all sending a message.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? That's ultimately
good.
it. Yeah. And ultimately our creator, the message has been sent through us. Now, how we interpret it, how we evolve it, how we use it, all that stuff. I think going back to the doors that you're talking about, it's all there, right? I can look at you and see your action and go, I don't want that fucking door.
Right.
Fuck that.
Right.
But you just shared with me an opportunity for me to get closer to my higher power. Now, here's the other thing. You could be doing some of the great, amazing things that our higher power wants us to be doing. And I go, oh, I want that door.
Right.
I want to go do that. So we're all disciples if we like it or not. One way or the other, our world's using us. Because there is no good or bad. There just is. Which way we're going, right?
Right.
So back to what I'm talking about, those higher level, the ones that initiate a lot of the ways of living, sent the message.
Okay.
Shared it, right? The Jesuses, the Buddhas, the Lao Tzus, right? All those guys. Right?
Okay.
No churches, sharing the message, being the example. Do not worship us. All of them said it.
Mm-hmm.
Just go be. Right? Jesus, above all things, love. Lao Tzu, above all things, love. Buddha, above all things. They all have the same message.
Mm-hmm.
Above all things, love, which means giving of myself to another. Now, we get into the whole, oh yeah, I get that message. So what I need to do is put brick and mortar and start charging people an entry fee. So then I can share this message and make a living off of it.
Mm-hmm.
It totally skews everything up. That's not it. I saw you writing some shit. What do you got?
Well, now I was thinking about having me some 12-step cards printed up that I could pass out and charge people.
Stepologist?
Yeah, I could be a stepologist.
I wonder if that dude's still around.
I don't know, but I thought of that when you were talking about making a living off of.
Well, if you remember, early on in my sobriety, I worked with a non-alcoholic.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And in my mind, I go, I could charge him.
Right.
And I called you.
Uh-huh.
I said, can I charge? And you said, you can.
Uh-huh. Sure.
But what does the book say?
Yeah.
Right?
That's your reward. Yeah, the big book says that's your reward.
That is your reward. So to this day, for the record, I have not charged anyone as of right now.
Right. Should have charged you.
Yeah.
If I would have only known.
Right. But trust me, I think about it often when I'm coming home, especially now. When I'm going home on 290 and I'm in traffic, I think I should open a church. That's it. That's the answer. I should open a church.
You should.
Make money. You know how much money I can make? But
we can get you a place over there next to Joel.
I put him out of business.
Somewhere over there.
Yeah. Well, what's funny is I watched that show Louder Milk.
Right.
And they had the Sober Friends group.
Yeah.
Well, they had another group, same thing, sober group, right? But they do things differently. Louder Milk's group is all about bitching and complaining and trying
to. Is that when he got replaced or something? He got kicked out for a while?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And then the other group
comes in. The other guy came in all Mr. Cheery and was going to...
Yeah.
Okay.
Right. Well, there's another part where there's a whole other group that comes in.
I didn't see that.
And these guys, their program, their sufficient substitute, is not dealing with their problems. It's about working out.
Okay.
So their meetings are in gyms, and all they care about is physical activity. Working out, getting bigger, stronger.
All right.
So Louder Milk was like, "What the fuck are you guys doing?" this is our program. This is Sober Friends. This is the way it's supposed to be. So they played a kickball game
Right.
on who's going to be over the area,
Right.
which gang's going to win. So of course the physical one whooped their ass like 37-0. So it was funny.
That's crazy. That's a good show. I like it.
It's getting a little weird now.
Yeah.
It's not so much about the sobriety anymore.
Yeah.
It's now turned into trying to be more entertaining.
Yeah. My favorite one was the I don't know all their names. I haven't watched it in a while. But one of the original guys that was there when the non-alcoholic guy came in that was there because of his boss.
Right. He had
for his boss. And then the guy that was sponsoring him.
Oh yeah. I can't remember. It starts with a like Carl or something like that.
Yeah, Carl, I think it was.
You're gonna get sober today. You will fucking call me every day. Yeah.
It reminds me of some of this shit. Yeah. You gotta go to 90 meetings in 90 days. No matter if you got a job or a family or
90 meetings, 90 days.
Yeah, none of that. There's only so many hours in a day.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was the other thought I don't know that it even ties into what we're talking about, but for some reason it came to mind. Something you said. But, and we were reading this week too about step 6 and 7, character defects. Mm-hmm. And, you know, one of the things we always talk about is, you know, people saying, oh, I'm working, I asked God to take all my character defects. And then they say, I'm working on them, which is it, you know? But then after that, I think we always think of them as bad because, and where I'm going with this is, that's not the point. We're not, you know, getting rid of them. We're giving God control of them. And we always kind of think of them as bad, things like that. But and yeah, it makes things tough whenever our character defects act up. But I think too, that struggle helps us get closer to the Spirit.
Yeah.
You know, so in a lot of ways, our character defects, you know, get us closer to the Spirit, to the higher power. So, you know, to have this idea that, oh, they're going to be removed, or, you know, I've worked on that and I don't have that problem anymore. That's not what it's about.
I totally agree.
You know?
That's why in that prayer it says good and bad, because we have no idea. The truth is
right.
Ultimately the defects of character is good, bad, or indifferent. It's anything that's keeping me out of the sunshine of the Spirit. Anything that's keeping me from getting busy. It's everything that's keeping me from blocking me from where I need to be at.
Right.
That's what we're talking about. And if you do the work and don't focus on the character defects because it's not for you to focus on, right? Before we stopped drinking, we were 100% focused on our defects. 100% focus on our character, right? That's not what we're supposed to focus on. Supposed to focus on where I'm at, getting busy. It could be shaving in the morning. You could be doing the dishes in the afternoon. You could be opening the doors for a little old lady, right? It could be fucking with someone to get them to tell you to fuck off, right? Whatever it may be, let's fuck some shit up.
Right.
That's what we're talking about.
All right.
Back to your doors.
I like it.
Fuck some shit up. There are no doors. There's limitations, man. Limitations. And we set those limits because we're supposed to be happy, joyous, and free, not happy, joyous, and a few limitations, right? And there should be no limit. You know, talking about
happy, joyous, and content.
No, you can't do that.
Comfortable. It's the enemy. Enmity, right?
Yeah, that's. I don't know what it is. I mean, I can't talk down on it because there's times when I seek comfort, you know.
Well, we all do.
But
you got to rest. Even
but
Jesus
then,
rested.
that's different, though. there's a difference between resting and seeking comfortable.
Mhm.
I think there's a true difference. There is a time for rest. I've been busting my ass, but the thing is I rest not when I want to. I rest when my higher power says, "Here's your opportunity." So I'll take naps throughout the day. Here's my opportunity. I take my nap. Right. Most of the time, I get busy.
Mhm.
I was talking to a new friend of the program today, and we were talking about that freedom, and we were talking about, this person was like, "I'm tired, really tired,"
Mhm.
and it got me remember, or got me thinking about when I first met you. I was tired.
Mhm. Oh, you
I
were.
was fucking tired, bro.
You were still asleep.
And I don't remember correctly, but please correct me if I'm wrong. But I remember saying something to the effect of, "I'm tired and I can't keep living the way I'm living."
Mhm.
Okay. Same thing with this person I met today. I'm tired, just fucking tired.
Mhm.
And I shared with her the old Father Leo saying, "You're doing this program right. You'll never say you're tired."
Right.
If you ever sit there and say, "Man, why am I always tired?" It's because you ain't doing the shit
You're
right.
not doing it right. Right. Probably not doing it at all.
Now, there's people out there that I've talked to. I'm looking right at you if you're listening to this, and you know who I'm talking to. You always fucking complain about being tired. And I've been telling you for years it's because you ain't doing the shit right. You know who I'm fucking talking about.
So there.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
Open the fucking door.
Open the fuck.
The energy's there, man. The energy's there.
Well, that leads me to something I heard this week in
All right, bring it.
AA.
You heard it in AA?
I heard it. Yeah, in a study.
Acceptance is the
You,
answer.
you might recognize
All
it.
right, give it to me.
AA without action ain't AA.
Ain't that the truth? That's a fucking. Where'd you learn that? Lao Tzu? Where'd you
Classic
learn
quote. Ain't
that?
AA.
It ain't AA.
That's all right. You're Southern now, bro.
Yeah, that's right.
All the way from what, Wisconsin or where?
No, I ain't from
Where are you?
Nebraska.
Missouri?
Nebraska.
And now you're talking about AA ain't AA.
That's right. Well, I think if we remember correctly, we were talking about the word from the saying from the book of James.
Right.
It was James 2 something.
Yeah.
Faith without works is dead.
Yeah.
And translation into AA is AA without action ain't AA.
Right.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it, man. I mean, it's funny as people ask me that don't know, they're not familiar with the program.
Mm-hmm.
And they talk to me about what my daily activities are. I tell them when I wake up, what I'm doing, check, right?
Yeah.
All the way to when I put my head down at the end of the day, right? They're like, how the hell do you have time to do all that shit? First of all, I removed a lot of fucking bullshit.
Yeah.
TV,
Mm-hmm.
News,
Adult
minutia of this
entertainment.
fucking world. No,
The news is adult entertainment.
Oh, you're not talking about porn?
No.
That didn't eliminate
The state
that.
of Texas pretty much trying to eliminate
You know,
that. I just
pisses
heard.
me off. That really pisses me off.
Huh?
Because I was, we were just talking about it. I'm like, yeah, maybe I should start watching this porn. Now that I want to,
Right.
now they won't let me.
The door got closed, Tom.
There ain't no fucking. There's ways around that shit, right?
But God closed the door. You can't take no for an answer.
You know, that's not true. I don't believe that. I don't believe that. Because there's ways around it. Just
That
go through the
stuff's bad.
fucking. Go through the window.
Stuff's bad for you.
Porn?
Yeah.
But aren't you technically watching porn all day long anyways?
You mean at the grocery store when everybody's wearing yoga pants and shit like that?
The gym, yoga. I mean, aren't you always
TikTok,
watching porn?
Yeah, on the gram.
Right?
Yeah.
The cereal boxes. I mean,
right.
There's porn everywhere.
Well, if you're, I guess, Muslim or whatever that is, where they cover head to toe.
There's still porn there.
Yeah, they're probably like, they wouldn't last long.
Right?
Walking down the street, just, anyway, never mind.
I think I saw her ankle.
Yeah. Ooh. Anyway, I don't know how we got to that.
Porn.
Yeah.
It was at least we didn't get into anal.
We had some friends, actually, my cousin and his wife. It doesn't matter. Every time we go out to eat or whatever, every time we get together, the conversation always turns
The anal.
to shit. No, taking a dump.
Oh, taking a dump.
Yeah, no, not
Oh,
that.
because I know another guy. It always ends up in anal. He always talks about anal.
Yeah,
You know who I'm talking
yeah,
about.
yeah. Dolphins in that anal and such.
Dolphins, anal. Yeah,
Dolphins are freaks.
they're dirty.
That's what I've heard. They're
They're
freaks.
dirty.
So that's
Squirrels are too.
Yeah.
Squirrels, yeah. I think they said like every, I can't remember what they said. A female squirrel gets raped like 3 times a day.
Dang.
But I think that's just an issue with willingness.
I never heard that.
You never heard that? Look it up. I think it's female squirrels get raped like 3 times a day. But it's just because they don't want to.
I'm not touching that. I don't know what you're talking about.
I think if they were willing,
I haven't seen that study.
Yeah, look it up.
All
Right
right.
next to mycelium and that.
Yeah.
Squirrel rapes.
Okay.
So yeah. So doors.
There you go. That's all I got,
Yeah.
man.
All right.
Yeah. I don't. Shit, I can't think of anything else.
All right. I think that's good. If we offended anyone, please donate.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have to, right?
If you don't donate, that means you really weren't offended.
You really weren't offended, right?
Everyone else, I got you.
We need to set up something where they can actually donate.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll really start trying to offend people.
Right. I can do that.
It'd be the most offensive.
All right. That's all I got.
Thanks.